Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be going over the upcoming temperature pattern because there's a lot of cold air on its way for the eastern United States, at least for a brief period. We need to talk about that, and we're even going to break our way into the extended range. We're going to break through beyond this week into the weeks that are coming up in the month of March, and even into a little bit of April as well later on. Anyways, before I get into things, be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. No comment of the day today because I'm going to be traveling throughout the day today and throughout the day tomorrow. In tomorrow's video, I'm going to tell you guys that I didn't pre-make today's video, but I actually ended up doing it. So it's going to be all over the place, and I'm sorry about that. But the weather videos will kind of be just weather videos. Just don't pay attention to what I said in the beginning of tomorrow's video. Anyway, let's get straight into things. And first things first, we're taking a look at our European model. We're going to back this up all the way because I had it too far in advance. And right now, we have a lot of cold air just deep down into the western United States. A bit of a ridge in the east here. This is actually yesterday from the time you're watching this video. So let me move towards tomorrow morning. And it's going to be generally the same story throughout the day tomorrow. Very deep cold air in the western United States with still a ridge in the east. There is a bit of severe weather that is possible here along the eastern seaboard. At times, that is going to be something that you're going to want to pay attention to the Storm Prediction Center themselves for, because I'm not going to be able to update you guys on that today since this is one day prior. So I just want you guys to be prepared that will be taking place. We're going to have deep Arctic air moving into the western and the central United States. It is generally going to be heading eastward, though, like I mentioned before, which is kind of unique in that we've not really had that in quite a while. By the time we're reaching Friday, March 11th, we can see warm air racing up the eastern seaboard here, all the way up into Maine. We can see deep cold air, though, here all the way down to the Mexico-United States border from Canada. So we see the entirety of the United States from north to south here in those frigid conditions. Something like this is what I would say the jet stream looks like on this frame, with a ridge there in the east and then the trough over the western central United States. Now, as we move beyond this point, Saturday is when this really breaks through to the east. We can see ridging out west here. This does invert a little bit, but we do see that it is generally doing something like this. Deep, deep trough here in the eastern United States. A massive Arctic blast is only 78 hours out, so confidence is quite high. We have warm air racing offshore of the eastern United States and warm air racing into the western United States as well here. Let's see how long this continues for. Sunday, we can see this is still around for the eastern seaboard. A little bit of neutral temperatures there out west, a ridge in the central United States, and then a big trough here in the eastern United States. It's a really wacky pattern here that we see by this point. Something like this is generally what I would say we're looking at for the most part, which is a strange pattern, but it's more of a moving pattern. So we see this usually when we're in between temperature patterns. Even by the time we reach about Tuesday, it's going to be March 15th, we can see warm temperatures racing back into the western United States. Some cold air over the eastern United States, and then even some warm air further north and east there. So we have lots of different temperature air masses around. But generally, the pattern becomes a lot more clear. Once we reach about this point, we see that it's something like this, which is just so wacky. We see cold air trying to make its way into some select smaller regions there. Warm air here, cold air here. So we're just seeing all sorts of weird temperature patterns taking place here. More in the medium to long range. This is the Friday, or this is going to be Wednesday, March 16th about. Finally, by the time we're reaching about Friday, this is going to be March 18th, we get back into a warm pattern in the east. It's something like this, which is, again, just a very weird pattern. Very warm here in the east, and this could be our next opportunity for severe weather. Tomorrow's video is going to be all about severe weather, so stay tuned for that. We talk about how these temperature air masses really affect things like the severe weather and just what we expect moving forward. And even as we end things here on Saturday, March 19th, we can see that things are ridging, troughing, ridging. So pattern is overall looking about like this as we reach the long range. Now, let's move towards that European ensemble model and see if we have agreement. We see this cold air move to the east by about the 13th or later this weekend. So we do have a bit of some ridging in here, but a deep trough in the eastern United States right there. This is allowing for very, very cold air to move into the eastern United States. An Arctic blast, to say the least. This is the ensemble model, and We see temperatures here in these magentas that are 25 to 35 degrees below normal here. So for this entire purplish region, just frigid temperatures by this point on this model. As we move even further, we can see we do reach this warmer pattern here in the east. We do see the cold still out here in the west. So this is exactly what the European model was showing as well. Just much warmer here in the eastern United States and much cooler out west here. Let's keep moving this even further forward, and we can see we stay in this kind of warmer pattern in the east. But eventually, by about March 24th, we reach a colder pattern finally here in the eastern United States. Also some cold out west. This looks like a confused, mixed up pattern to me. But we do get some more neutral temperatures and even some colder temperatures extending into the eastern United States by this point, which is pretty darn interesting. Now let's move on to the European weeklies model. This is going to give us an even further look into the pattern. Here's that cold pattern as it moves in, where we have something more like this moving in. This is a whole 7-day period averaged out, so keep that in mind. This is very averaged out. Eventually, what we see happen is a trough here in the west and a ridge here in the east by the time we're reaching early April, late March into early April. It's going to allow for warmer than normal conditions to take place. But by the time we're reaching kind of the midpoint in April here, we can see we get something about like this, a double dipping trough. And this is kind of a rare pattern. Usually we don't see this happen because there's not enough cold air typically available for something like this. This would be interesting if this did take place, and it would feature 2 cold air masses in the United States, which is very odd. Not necessarily sure that that is going to take place, but that is what this model is showing in the very long range. So take that with a grain of salt. And actually, matter of fact, it holds this all the way till the end of the model run. Here's this double dipping trough here. Again, cold air on both sides, warm air a little bit there in the middle. Anyway, guys, I hope this video was educational for you guys. I hope this really just helped you guys understand the overall pattern over the next, week, 2 weeks, even the next month, even into the month of April as well, giving you guys an idea of what we're looking at right now and what we could be looking at moving forward. Anyway, for today's confidence tab, we are at a 4 out of 6, okay, guys? So we are taking a look at moderate confidence, and really at this point, I don't want to go up or down too much. I'm almost was thinking about going down to a 3 in this video, just because we were talking about obviously some very long-range things within this video. But we ended up keeping it, mostly about the short range, so I'm going to stay at a 4 out of 6 for this one. For today's Patron Highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our Platinum patrons, Bill Crates, James Wade, Dovin Nagel, Little the Pan, Mandy Birchfield, Patrick Strickland, Dave Scott, and Donna Carnes as well. I'd also like to thank our Diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Hollywood, Cadellasa Catbite, Charles Sinnott, Bill Dallas, Gary's, and John Colasi also. By the way, yesterday, I did mention that I was going to be uploading those total snowfall maps and the rainfall maps in my Patreon post, and I didn't put it in the video, and you guys kind of felt like, I was making you guys pay to see that because I forgot to put just the European model at least on my video. So I made a free Patreon post for you guys with just the European models, total snowfall and total rainfall, because I forgot to put it in the video. So you can check that out as well, even though it's a day old by the time you're watching the video. Be sure to do so. For today's channel member highlight of the day, I also want to thank you guys as well, but especially our weather top dogs, Catbite, Stephen Finn, and Jeremy Cox as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. I'll see you guys in the next video.